Film history has a way of looping back on itself, and every so often, a new face appears to resurrect an old revolution. In 2025, that face belongs to Guillaume Marbeck, the actor stepping into the role of Jean-Luc Godard in Nouvelle Vague. It's a bold move, not just because Godard is one of the most influential filmmakers of all time, but because portraying him means capturing an attitude, a philosophy, and a restless hunger to tear cinema apart and rebuild it from scratch. The film itself is directed by Richard Linklater, a filmmaker known for his deep love of cinema history and his fascination with time, process, and artistic creation. Rather than making a conventional biopic, Linklater chose to focus on a single explosive moment, the birth of the French New Wave and the making of Breathless, the film that would shatter rules and redefine what movies could be. Shot in black and white and spoken entirely in French, Nouvelle Vague doesn't feel like a modern recreation. It feels like a ghost from the past, drifting straight out of late 1950s Paris. At the center of it all is Guillaume Marbeck, an unexpected but inspired choice. Born in Paris in 1994, Marbeck didn't come up through the traditional acting pipeline. His creative roots are in photography, a detail that feels almost poetic given Godard's obsession with framing, movement, and the power of the image. Before acting, Marbeck spent years behind the camera, developing an eye for composition and atmosphere. That visual sensitivity becomes crucial in Nouvelle Vague, where Godard isn't just talking about cinema, he's seeing it differently from everyone around him. Marbeck's path to this role was anything but ordinary. What initially seemed like a strange casting call quickly turned into an intense audition process that demanded endurance, instinct, and total commitment. Pages of dialogue, long sessions, and constant scrutiny tested whether he could do more than resemble Godard. The real question was whether he could embody the contradictions, the arrogance and insecurity, the intellectual confidence mixed with youthful uncertainty, and the obsessive belief that cinema must always move forward, no matter who it leaves behind. In the film, Marbeck's Godard is not yet the mythic figure quoted in textbooks. He's young, impatient, argumentative, and bursting with ideas. He challenges actors, ignores rules, and treats filmmaking like an ongoing experiment rather than a finished product. This approach mirrors the spirit of the French New Wave itself, a movement driven by filmmakers who rejected polished studio systems in favor of handheld cameras, natural light, and raw energy. Marbeck captures this tension beautifully, showing Godard as both visionary and provocateur, someone who inspires everyone around him while simultaneously exhausting them. The world surrounding Godard in Nouvelle Vague is just as alive. The film brings together a generation of artists who would go on to define cinema for decades. Figures like Jean Seberg and Jean-Paul Belmondo appear not as distant legends, but as collaborators caught in a creative storm. Their interactions feel spontaneous, messy, and electric, reinforcing the idea that great art is rarely neat or comfortable. Everyone involved is figuring things out as they go, driven by instinct more than certainty. What makes Nouvelle Vague especially compelling is its self-awareness. This is a film about making a film, but it never feels indulgent. Instead, it reflects on why cinema matters in the first place. Through Godard's arguments, frustrations, and breakthroughs, the film asks timeless questions. Should art follow rules? Who gets to decide what is good cinema? And how far should an artist go to stay true to their vision? Marbeck's performance anchors these questions, grounding big ideas in very human moments of doubt, excitement, and obsession. For Guillaume Marbeck, this role marks a powerful arrival. Playing Jean-Luc Godard is not a safe debut. It's a challenge that invites comparison, criticism, and scrutiny from cinephiles around the world. Yet that risk mirrors the very spirit of Godard himself. Just as the French New Wave rejected safety and convention, Marbeck embraces uncertainty, delivering a performance that feels lived in rather than imitated. He doesn't try to explain Godard, he lets him exist. In the end, Nouvelle Vague isn't just about the past. It's a reminder that cinema is always being reborn by people willing to question it. Guillaume Marbeck's close-up isn't merely a moment of recognition, it's a passing of the torch from one generation of rebels to another. And as the camera lingers on this young Godard, restless and defiant, the message is clear: the revolution never really ends. If you enjoyed this deep dive into cinema history and rising talent, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful film stories, behind-the-scenes insights, and moments that changed entertainment forever.